Shalom. Call Hello Yamla Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash. Rakata Yahweh, Rakata Yahweh Shai, Rakata Rakha Kodash, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash. Shalom, double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elder bishops and the elders and the Akim and the Aqua of the hopeful elect. Shalom. Just want to go into a quick video entitled "The Small Hats Continuously Stirring the Pot." And this is all biblical prophecy that's that's starting up this World War III, that's stirring up the pot for further intensified escalation of bringing out all of the enemies of the Israelis over there in the Far East. That's going to bring that's mustering the battle of the host of the battle for all the nations to be gathered in the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, which is the valley of the Almighty power Yahweh's decision, for this battle of Armageddon. And the little hats are doing their role in biblical prophecy and stirring the pot and bringing everyone out, which is going to further intensify everything, right? So this is pretty much like a World War III further update. So it's an article right here. It says, Britain deeply concerned by Israel's operation in occupied West Bank. So Britain, who is Britain? They're part of the 10 horns, the 10 horns on the head of the beast. That's the European Union and NATO, typically, chiefly, because that's the military union and economic union of the West over here, America, and Europe. And then also, and who's because they're all allies right now, through America, the whore, right? And the little hats, they're the ones that control the money, and America is the whore, that's the military might and the military backing of the little hats and their money, right? So Britain is getting deeply concerned by Israel's actions because Israel is doing things that's breaking international law. And this is going to further drive a wedge in between the union and the union of the economic union that the NATO, the 10 horns, have with with the whore, America, because America is going to only blindly follow Israel's lead. And backing them and everything that they're doing over there. So we'll go ahead and read this article and grab some precepts. It says the British government said on Friday it was deeply concerned, quote unquote, by Israel's ongoing operation in the occupied West Bank, warning that risk of instability was serious and that there was an urgent need for de-escalation. So this show you that these little hats are the ones escalating everything. They're the ones. So by Britain's words, they're letting you know. It tells you that who's the instigator. It's the little hats. But the little hats want to say that they're claiming self-defense, but actually they're the offenders and not the defenders. And then they could say that they're defending themselves, because they're the ones that started it, right? They slap somebody, and then they want to say that they're being the victim when they're rightfully when someone rightfully responds. The little hats are professional victims and professional accusers and professional blame deflectors. So continuing on, it says, we continue to call on Israeli authorities to exercise restraint. So that's the British government that's steady pleading with the Israelis that are part of their ally union, right? To slow down, calm down, use restraint, stop fighting, stop escalating, stop stirring the pot over there. Adhere to international law. So obviously they're breaking international laws, the little hats. These are criminals. These are not the Almighty's people. These are the Edomites, the tribe of Amalek. And clamp down on the actions of those who seek to inflame tensions. So basically telling them, check everybody within y'all military that's stirring the pot and inflaming everything and instigating and stirring up everything to escalate that's escalating this World War III. A spokesperson for Britain's Foreign Office said in a statement, as clashes with Israeli forces in the West Bank have escalated since Israel's war with Hamas. Militants began in Gaza nearly 11 months ago, because we know in last October, as that little demon, that prime minister of the Israelis, he said that he loves to refer to October 7th as the day that they were escalated, I mean that they were provoked and attacked. Acting like he's acting like a professional victim to justify to attack the Palestinians, aka the Arabs, the tribe of the children of Ishmael. And let's see. Yeah, he even went as far to say that calling the Ishmaelites Amalek and quoted the Bible and saying that they are to be exterminated. So that lets you know right there that that's genocide, right? That he's using the Bible to try to justify genocide of the Ishmaelites over there in Palestine and Gaza and now West Bank area. And we'll get information. We'll pull that up too about so you can have more understanding of what West Bank is over there. So it says clashes with Israeli forces in the West Bank have escalated since Israel's war with Hamas militants began in Gaza nearly 11 months ago. More than 660 people, combatants and civilians, have been killed. So not only the military, soldiers for Hamas and the Arabs, but civilians, innocent civilians over there as well. But scriptures say, what man ever perished being innocent? So, but they're just civilians, that's not in the army, and they're getting killed by the little hats. It says, according to Palestinian tallies, some by Jewish settlers who have carried out frequent vigilante-style attacks on the West Bank Palestinian communities. So you see, that word settlers, what does that sound like? What does that remind you of? The pilgrims that came over here, the quote-unquote settlers over here, aka stealers of the land, the thieves of the land, right? Came over here, stole the land, slaughtered everyone, and stole the land, right? So these people that claim to be the Almighty's chosen does not have the same mannerisms and manners of the Israelites in the Bible, right? But they have the mannerisms and the behavior patterns of the Edomites, that takes land they keep not at home, and they go on borders and then they say the occupation, aka whenever they say colonize or occupation or settled, that's them basically going into someone else's land and taking their land and slaughtering them and like I'm trying to find a word for it, but basically destabilize the area and take over slowly but surely, and then over the years it become more and more pale-faced over there, So, but we know that the so-called Palestine is a bad translation of the translation of Philistine. So the ancient Philistines are not over there. The Arabs are claiming that identity, so they're identity thieves as well, and their land they have, and that's our land, Palestine. That's Palestine, aka Samaria, aka the Northern Kingdom landmass. That's all of our territory. Heathen are over there. Bastards are in our land, parting the Most High's land for their own use. So that's what's going on. Let's see. Israeli troops killed a local commander of the Iranian-backed Islamic Jihad, Islamic Jihad movement in the West Bank and 4 other militants on Thursday in a gun battle during one of the largest assaults in the Israeli-occupied territory for months. It says, we recognize Israel's need to defend itself against security threats, but we are deeply worried by the methods Israel has employed and by reports of civilian casualties and the destruction of civilian infrastructure, the Foreign Office spokesperson said, because they're using illegal means and they're murdering. The little hats are. And so this is cause for concern for them, and they're not liking it, and they're urging them to stop. And this is going to further, bring forth the biblical prophecy of the 10 horns, hating the whore, because the whore, America, is going to just follow these little hats that's stirring everything up over there. And they the little hats stir up the pot, and then the whore, America, comes in and backs them and supports them and fights for them, right? And then that's going to cause, that's part of the reason it's going to cause the British, all of the allies of the NATO and European Union to hate them and want to turn on them. So right here it says, the spokesperson added the UK strongly condemns settler violence. Settler violence. That's the crafty, the cunning serpent in his wording. Settler. That's just a person that comes in. They're going in there, infiltrating, stealing land, and murdering and taking over. And that is what is in no sloppy, and that it was in no one's interest further conflict and instability to spread in the occupied West Bank. So strongly condemned settler violence, and that it was in no one's interest further conflict and instability to spread in the occupied West Bank. So this is letting you know right here that the British, who are a part of the 10 horns, they have deep they're dissatisfied, to say the least, in the actions of the little hats, and they know that this is only going to escalate the Third World War, which they don't want to happen. But it's the will of the Most High Power that's going to muster the battle, that's bringing in the end of this society, this evil, wicked regime under Esau, Edom, and the heathen rulership to usher in the kingdom of heaven. So we'll get this information on West Bank real quick. So right here, West Bank, it says the West Bank, so-called due to its location relative to the Jordan River, so it's on the West Bank. The West Bank, the west side of the Jordan River, is the larger of the 2 Palestinian territories, the other being the Gaza Strip. So when you see it, let me finish this sentence. It says, that comprise the state of Palestine. So now we see what's the reason why the little hats are going over there in that area, quote unquote, settling over there, and then fighting two areas, 2 territories that Palestine, the Arabs, occupy over there in our Holy Land. And so the little hats, they first started with the Gaza Strip. This was all an orchestrated plot. The little hats first destabilized and destroyed the Gaza Strip area, where Hamas was at over there, right? And now that now the little hats are focusing their attention on the second major territory that the Arabs have, and that's the West Bank area, and that's the larger area of the 2. The Gaza Strip is a smaller area that they bombed to smithereens, bombed like hell, and then now they're focusing their attention now, moving their military goal over there towards the West Bank to continue their battle with the Arabs to try to take over the area. So that's all this is. That's all that's going on. That's all that this is about. So it says a landlocked territory near the coast of the Mediterranean Sea in the Levant region of West Asia, It is bordered by Jordan and the Dead Sea. To the east and by Israel, via the Green Line. To the south, west, and north. Since 1967, the territory has been occupied by Israel, and in 2024, an advisory opinion of the International Court of Justice determined that the occupation is illegal under international law. So, see, these little hats, they're criminal. They're breaking the laws of the international laws. But where is it, and what biblical verse and what account in the Bible have we seen where the Israelites would be in league and have international laws and be allies with these and be in bed with these heathen? The heathen was always coming up against us. We were separate. That's why the Most High said we're separate. We're holy. We're separate from all the nations. The Most High severed us from all these heathen nations. And it just shows you that it's further just when you're in the spirit and you can see right through it that these people cannot be the holy people, the holy children of the Almighty power of Yahweh. So when you get that the Palestinian territories right here, it says the Palestinian territories, also known as the occupied Palestinian territory. You see, they occupying the area too, because they occupied that because they're not the original inhabitants as well. Consists of the West Bank, including East Jerusalem and the Gaza Strip, two regions of the former British Mandate for Palestine that have been occupied by Israel since the Six-Day War of 1967. These territories make up the state of Palestine, and that's the Gaza Strip and the West Bank. So last year, Israelis had began fighting to destabilize and break up the Gaza Strip, and then also over here, now they're focusing their attention on the other area that the Arabs, the Ishmaelites, occupy, and which is the West Bank. It says which was self-declared by the Palestine Liberation Organization in 1988. And is recognized by 145 out of 193 UN member states. So this was in 1988. These are just heathen going over there in the land, just laying stake and laying claim to our landmass of the northern and southern kingdom, Judah and Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel. These are bastards, and these are heathen that's in our landmass. So we'll go ahead and grab some precepts. Jeremiah 49 and 20. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord Yahweh in the name of Yahushai that he had taken against Edom. And who was Edom? The so-called white race. Those little hats included. And his purposes that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. So the least of the flock, that's going into the little hats. They're the smallest of all of their brethren over there, the Edomites, and they're drawing them out because they're the ones that's stirring up all of the conflict, stirring up all of the creating the instigating and stirring up the spirits of war for all these other nations. Because this is what this is also doing. This is making the Arabs that's been divided in certain ways, certain aspects, they're all becoming unified together because they're getting really inflamed with the actions of the little hats that's drawing them out to this third world war, the continuing battle, escalation of World War III. So Jeremiah 50 and 45. Because the last chapter in Jeremiah 49 spoke about Edom, the least of the flock drawing them out, and then now this chapter, Jeremiah chapter 50, is a dark saying, for speaking about Babylon, but this is actually talking about Edom as well. Babylon and Edom are the same. Babylon the Great. So Jeremiah 50 and 45. Therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord Yahweh in the name Yahweh Shai, that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the land of